Imperfection and perfection are funny things to think of. Um, People say perfection isn't real. I somewhat believe that, I do believe that, because in our life and you know, in our animal nature and the way things live and die and start and end, there isn't perfection, But I've been thinking about it, and this insight is that perfection needs everything to be perfect for it to exist, right? So, just think about anything. Think about yeah, think about the perfect meal, the perfect uh something perfect to eat. It's a burger, right? Picture a burger, and it's the perfect burger. It's perfection. It tastes great and it's healthy for you, and it's just beyond perfect. Um, and so, what would that need to make that perfect burger? You would need the perfect chef. You would need the perfect ingredients. You would need the perfect recipe. You would need all these perfect things. And then you would need to go further back and you would need the perfect farmer to grow those perfect ingredients. And you would have to go beyond that too. You would need the perfect mother and father to create to birth that perfect farmer so that that perfect farmer could make those ingredients for the burger to be prepared by the perfect chef. And so you have all these things to make something just one thing perfect, that burger. You have all those things. And so um think about those parents. They would also need the perfect village to raise them, it takes a village to raise a child, right? And so you need everyone around them to be perfect. And you would need society to be perfect. You would need civilization, people, um, and eventually you would need the world to be perfect. And what where did the world come from? The world came from the solar system. The solar system came from the galaxies. The galaxies came from clusters. Um, those clusters came from universes. The universe, I mean. And so you would need the perfect universe just to make this perfect burger. And perfection in a way does exist. Whenever I think of this, I think of a graph, right? And I think of a grid. I think of numbers. Whenever you make a graph, um, and it could be a line, it could be, yeah, just a line. Whenever you make a line, it goes on forever and ever, and it has no end. You could you could just stretch it out, have as many points as you want, and in a way that's perfect because only in that graph will that line ever be perfect, you know? But it's like what scenario would in life would make that graph, you know? Because when we make data, right? We put we put data on a graph and it never comes out to that perfect line, to that perfect graph. So, um I think maybe just perfection is an idea. Um so I also think of sine graphs. Sine graphs are the ones where it's a wave and it just keeps going on forever in a wave. And if you were to take that graph and you were to put it in just one box, one graph, one uh like box, and you just had it and it was your own graph, then only in that container could you have perfection. Nothing else would be perfect except that graph in that container. You couldn't tamper with it. You couldn't mess with it because then it'd be imperfect. Um, and so in a way, in a perfect world, perfection would exist. Um, I also think that in I don't like infinity, but I think that infinity is perfection, right? It would be because perfection is like infinity. Perfection would go on forever. Um, and that's why I don't like infinity. But I also think that another thing is I also think that the universe is infinite. Well, well, I think that in the universe kind of like defines infinity, and infinity defines the universe in a way, something like that.